Darn, my face is in so much shadow. Hold on. There we go. What's up, my friends? So, it's about 11 o'clock on a Monday night. Here in Canada, no one goes to work on Monday and no one goes to school on Monday because it was Labor Day, so everyone had that day off. Now, where I come from, the first day after Labor Day is when the kids go back to school. Always. That's always the way it's been. So if today was Labor Day, that makes tomorrow the day that the kids go back to school. When you watch this, it'll likely be the day the kids are at school. So I'm just going to share with you some of my thoughts about this whole kids going back to school thing. Now, for those of you who don't know, who aren't subscribed to my main channel, which is the Vlogginsons, where we do family vlogging with my wife and my 4 kids, I am the father of 4 kids. Well, that was friggin' redundant. Now, 3 of our kids are school age. They're going to go back to school tomorrow for the first time in just over 2 months. And needless to say, none of them really want to go back because they've gotten used to summer vacation, being able to get up late, play some Minecraft, go find their friends, and then do generally whatever they want all day because they're kids. And we don't own a farm, and we don't own a family business that we can put them to work. So the kids just have all this time to just like jack around doing whatever they want. First day of school, that all ends. Their entire life does a complete 180 and they end up having almost no time to themselves because they're going to get up in the morning. That time is not really theirs because they have to get ready. And then the kids have to actually be at school for like 6.5 hours, and that time isn't theirs. They belong to the teacher for that time, and they have assignments and they got a very limited schedule for recesses and breaks and stuff like that. So that time isn't theirs. Then when they come home, they've got a little bit of time to play with their friends. Then it's dinner and homework and chores. And depending on what time of year it is, they can go out for a little bit and play with their friends. But we have very young kids, and we don't want our kids just street raking in the dark. So basically, our kids are going to go from having a lot of freedom to having very little freedom in a very quick time span, as in within one sleep. The kids probably won't get homework on the first day of school, or probably even in the first week, because teachers that give homework in the first week are jerks. If you're a teacher and you give homework in the first week, that's right, I called you a jerk. Because that's what you are. You're a jerk. Don't give the kids homework in the first week of school. You gotta let them ease into it a little bit. Otherwise, they're gonna lose their frickin' minds and make our life terrible at home when they complain about getting homework. There's totally a fly buzzing around here. It's big and fat and pregnant. It keeps buzzing past my face. It's a good thing I don't sleep with my mouth open, otherwise it would just land in my mouth and lay eggs in my chest. I'd be pooping out maggots. For me, thinking about school going back brings back very distinct memories. Like, we had these pink erasers that we used to use as a kid that they would give to us. We'd all get a pink eraser and a ruler and a pencil, and as you got older, you got a pen as well. Those are the things that they gave us all the time. It's funny though, because I can still smell very clearly in my mind's nose, and the nose in my brain, what that pink eraser smelled like. I can very, very clearly remember what that scent of the eraser was. Also, on the first day of school, I would pull the eraser out the back of my pencil, so it was just the cylinder, the metal cylinder that holds the eraser, and I would then twist it back and forth in my pink eraser, so I was like, look, I got a big fat eraser on the back of my pencil, screw that little one. And then you all know what happens when you stick the eraser on the back of your pencil, right? You have a very convenient hammer for banging on your desk. And then you take the eraser in your fingers as the school year goes along, and you're bending it back and forth until eventually what happens? You end up breaking it in half and you have 2 bits of eraser. That always sucked. And then you dig holes in that, and then you have 2 drumsticks because you have 2 pencils, and you end up banging on the desk, and the teacher gets really angry and comes up behind you and says, Brad, stop banging on the desk, and takes your pencils and rips the erasers off the back end, and then leaves you with your pencils with no eraser, and puts your erasers in her desk because she friggin' sucked, and she... Sorry, I just projected my own memories very much onto everything, but it doesn't change the fact that I can very distinctly still remember the smell of that eraser. I remember the feeling of what it was to go back to school and sit in your desk for the first time. And it's funny, when you first sit in your desk, that first day, it's like, it doesn't really matter what you do on the first day because no one really does anything on the first day. You don't really learn anything on the first day. They know full well the kids are still trying to get settled. And so they're just like, this is your desk, and I'm Mrs. Whatchamahoozle, and I'll be your teacher, and this is the kind of stuff we're going to learn this year. And they just talk a little bit, and no one really expects anything of you on the first day of school. And the first week tends to be pretty easy too, right? And then the second week, they're like, here's your first assignment. And do you remember the feeling you used to get when you got your first assignment at school? You were like, drat, I have to write a paper. I don't want to write a paper. And then they're like, and you can take it home and you can ask your mom and dad for some help. And I was always like, drat, I don't want to take it home. Home time is my time. School time is school time. Screw homework. Now my kids, for the first day of school, this is what they're all going through. Arthur should not be in grade 2. We don't believe, but you can't hold kids back. And we really think he should have just started in kindergarten last year and not in grade 1. But they're like, no, he's going to start in grade 1 because we say so. We know everything. And we're like, we're his parents. We know that he's probably not going to benefit from you just putting him in grade 1 this year. He really should be in kindergarten. So now he's in grade 2, and he's really nervous because he needs help with his math, and he has a hard time paying attention, and he's just got a slew of challenges that he's going to have to face this year, and they would be a lot better for him if he was in grade 1, but he's in grade 2, and the school board doesn't care, so screw them. They're like, he's got lots of support, and he'll have lots of help because they're not going to leave him behind. That's bull crap. Kids get left behind all the time. So that's what he's going through. We're really going to have to work with him this year to build his skill level and to help build his confidence so that he will do better this year. Because if we don't work with him a whole bunch at home, it's going to be bad for him next year. Jason, on the other hand, pulled all of his grades up last year and did a smashing job at school. So we're actually not worried about him even the least bit at school. However, something that we are thinking about is Jason is a very hyperactive child, if you catch my drift. He's very busy, and a lot of the other kids don't know how to handle him because he can be so busy. And he's also very socially unaware of certain things. Like, he'll be pissing a kid off, and he doesn't even know he's pissing him off, right? He's just driving him up the wall, and they just want him to leave, and so eventually they hide from him, and they duck out, and they just don't want to play with him, or they say they're busy. So I'm actually worried about Jason socially this year, because he's going into grade 5. And grade 5 is a really tough year. Kids can be really nice, but they can also be really big buggers. Because grade 5 and grade 6 is around the time that kids really begin to decide what is cool and who is not cool. And the people that aren't cool, they ostracize and leave out. And I really don't want that for Jason, because as somebody who had problems in grade 5 and 6, I know that it leaves a lasting impression on your psyche and a lasting mark on your memory. So that's what Jason's going to be going through this year. But as for school, for classes, I think he's going to do okay. Rachel is excited to go back to school. She has all of her clothes laid out, and she just can't wait to get dressed in the morning in her brand new school clothes, because we bought the kids a bunch of school clothes and we did not let them wear them over the summer, because kids are like Pigpen from the Peanut Gallery, and they like to roll around in dirt. Pretty much. I mean, there could be dirt halfway across the city, the only dirt in the whole friggin' city, and as soon as you put your kids in their brand new school clothes before school starts, that dirt is going to be just like the Robert Munch book called The Mud Puddle, and it's going to be like, and it's going to come across town and jump on your kids and stain up and dirty their brand new clothes. So she's been incredibly excited, and she can't wait to put on those brand new clothes. The thing about Rachel is, last year she had some challenges with school. She kind of joined the zero craps department. She just didn't care after a while. And so her second semester, all of her grades consecutively went down if they didn't stay the same. And she pulled nothing up. She improved on nothing. And it was really quite pitiful. So she's going to have a lot of challenges, and we're really going to have to push her, and we're really going to have to encourage her in the right direction, because as far as school goes, she doesn't care that much. Anyhow, that's my thoughts on all the kids going back to school. That's how it affects me. That's how I feel like it's going to affect my kids. And I just wanted to make a video on it because it's my channel, and I can make a video about whatever I want on my channel because I want to, because it's mine. So thank you very much for watching this video. I'm so glad you got to the end. If you like what you see here and you want to see more of this face right here, then don't be afraid to click that red button there, because it's got your name on it. Well, it doesn't actually have your name on it unless your name is subscribed. It doesn't have your name on it, but you can click it and then you'll get more of what I do. I don't post on this channel quite as often as I do as the Vloginsons, but I update this channel at least a few times a week and put videos out. So if you like this and you want to see more, then you can hit that button and you'll get more. That's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time in the next video. Goodbye!